Hello everybody and welcome back to the MoneyShift channel. This is our 1,000-mile review of the Oh God. Hold on a minute. All right, quiet down, we did it. And good thing we did, because over those last couple miles, my entire opinion on this vehicle has changed. Well, it hasn't, but I figured if I was going to be making a 1,000-mile review of the Ford Maverick, I should probably have at least 1,000 miles. So, anyway, minor things aside, what we're going to be doing in this video is covering the top 5 things I love and the bottom 5 things I hate about the Ford Maverick over the first 1,000 miles. Now, I got to level with you guys and just be real 1 second. This is the first time I've owned a vehicle, and over this period of time have not considered, well, what am I going to get next? So maybe that gives you an inclination towards my overall thoughts, but I'm going to give you guys the keys and we're going to walk through this car, and I'm going to point out to you the things that I love and also point out to you the things that I don't really love.
All right, the first thing of the 5 things that we like about the Ford Maverick is on the outside. In fact, it's the entire outside. The first thing of the things that we like about the Ford Maverick is the exterior design. When it comes to unibody pickup trucks, the Ford Maverick looks the most like an actual pickup truck in comparison to the Santa Cruz and the Ridgeline. That's not to say that the other 2 trucks are ugly. However, in comparison to what I think are rugged looks on the Maverick, I think they really just take a second and third place spot, especially in this trim where we have the FX4 package and the XLT luxury package. So we get things like the wheels, the tow hooks in the front, and the painted skull caps. Overall, it just creates for a rugged looking small pickup truck. In fact, these rear taillights very much so remind me of an early 2000s F-150, and that's a good thing for the design of this truck. I think Ford did a tremendous job. Number 2 is the bed. How are we going to list a top 5 list about the Ford Maverick without covering the fact that this is a vehicle you can get for well under $30,000 with a bed? And not only with a bed, but a bed with as much functionality as the bed in the Ford Maverick, measuring in at 4.5 feet and having plenty of flexibility. You can make your own dividers, you can adjust the bed rails, you can have a plug back here. There's 2 spots with pre-wired places for you to create your own bed lights, hook in an air compressor. It's low enough so that it's easy to put things in the back of the bed from the outside. Overall, it is just the hallmark feature and, quite frankly, one of the biggest reasons why I chose a Ford Maverick. But reason number 3 actually is going to surprise you. It's the back seat. Now, the back seat of the Ford Maverick has more space than that of the Ford Ranger, and it is why it is on my list of the top 5 things I love about the Ford Maverick. You're going to see in a second as I get into this thing, but you have plenty of space. If we look under the rear seat here quickly, you have a lot of storage there. There is a ton of stuff under there. And if we get in to the back seat, I want to remind you guys, I'm sitting behind myself. I'm 6 feet tall, 280 pounds, and I have plenty of leg room. And when it comes to headroom, we're using a very technical analysis. That much. That's how much headroom we have. And thanks to how much glass is in the back here, it really does feel expansive, light, airy, and because we have the XLT luxury package, we do have an armrest with 2 cup holders. So now for things number 4, we're going to make our way to the driver's seat because we do have some good news up there as well. So to recap, as we step to the front, number 1, we love the looks. Number 2, we love the bed. Number 3, we adore the amount of rear seat room in the Ford Maverick. Stepping into the front, though, we get to number 4, and that is this center stack. Buttons everywhere. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated mirrors, AC, whatever you need. It's right there, and it's so easy to use. Anybody can get in this car and within 5 minutes understand what they need to do, where it is located in this car, and how they can change it. And that really is something special. And that's true for this whole center stack. Now, we'll cover that screen later on because there's, it's not perfect. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but overall this whole setup in the front just gets a grade A mark from me. The steering wheel controls very easy to use. Everything is just solid, but we're going to get up to speed for item number 5. The 5th thing that we love about the Ford Maverick is how it cruises on the highway. It is just so comfortable. Within a week of getting this car, I did a 2-hour road trip and was surprised with how stable, how planted, and how honestly efficient it was at highway speeds. You see here, we're traveling at 70 miles an hour and we're pegged at 2,000 RPM. If you step it up to 75 or 80, you're still under 3,000 RPM in terms of your overall revolutions per minute in the engine, which makes this thing relatively quiet at speed. And because of the suspension tuning, because of the big profile on the tire, this thing is just really comfortable, and the seats in the XLT are also pretty solid. This calm productivity screen is just fine, but overall, number 5 is the composure of the Ford Maverick on the highway. We see about 33 mpg, and I love it.
All right, a PSA that I forgot to bring up when we were going into this video is as follows. Now, I know one of the first things that everyone is going to be thinking is, Thanasi, look, this vehicle starts at $19,995. Your vehicle has a sticker price of $30K. What were you expecting when I bring up some of these nitpicks? But what you need to know is that when I'm bringing it up, it's because another vehicle, maybe even a cheaper car, has those features available standard. So when I bring up some things, that's why I'm bringing it up, because a Toyota Corolla, a Honda Civic, which Ford likes to compare the Ford Maverick to when they bring up price and efficiency, has those features. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, I love the Maverick, but remember, when I bring up the nitpicks, that's the reason why I'm bringing it up, not because of the Tesla I used to have had those things. No. It's because the competitors to the Maverick have those things. All right, let's continue.
All right, so number 1 and number 2 are going to be covered. We're literally doing a 2-for-1 special. Number 1, the transmission. Number 2, the engine noise. So as we accelerate here, take a listen. Look, I know it's a pickup truck. I get it. But this thing does not sound good. For a 4-cylinder, it just doesn't hit the mark. And this transmission is very slow to react. Watch as we floor it here. 3, 2, 1. Floor it. 1, 2. Downshifts twice, then it reacts. And there's no way to manually select your gears. Both of those together make this a decent drivetrain for long highway trips where the transmission isn't getting a lot of work, but on back roads or anything like that, passing power, it does make it a little slow to react. Third thing that we don't like about the Maverick is this screen. Aside from just being an overall fingerprint magnet, it is leveraging Ford's old Sync 3 system, and as you can see right here, it's actually frozen. I have to put this car in reverse and back into drive in order to sort of quote-unquote reset it. Now, I think the reason why Ford went Sync 3 over their new Sync 4 system was a product of the chip shortage, and I wouldn't be surprised if the facelifted version of the Maverick does have a larger screen that fills out this whole pocket, if you will, and with the newer tech. Because I leverage Apple CarPlay and Android Auto all the time, it's fine, but overall, it's not the best setup. And as you can see here, in direct sunlight, obviously, of course, the moment I want to show you guys, it gets a little bit shady. But in direct sunlight, you can see all the fingerprints and you can actually see a pretty prominent glare on the screen. You can see that right there, which makes it sometimes hard to read. Ford didn't do a good job at making sure that direct sunlight doesn't affect this screen, which is the last thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that for $30,000 you still have a key. If you want push button start on a Maverick, you gotta get a Lariat, and that is just inexcusable. Look, I don't mind the key. I like that it works. I like that I can always have it, whatever, but it's 2021. This is a 2022 model year car. Give me keyless entry. I need it. I want it. Love the remote start, but give me keyless entry.
All right, we did it. We went over the 5 things we liked about the Maverick and wait a minute. I only listed 4 things I didn't like about the Maverick. So what's the 5th? What gives? Well, I'll tell you what gives. It's the fact that there is a 5th thing potentially that I don't like about the Maverick. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the vehicle, so it's not relevant to bring up. Would I have wanted this car to have adaptive lane centering cruise control? Yes. Would I have wanted this car to have more insulation to keep the road noise out and the music and the talking in? Yes. Would I have wanted X, Y, and Z? Would I have wanted an all-wheel drive hybrid? Would I have wanted more power? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I would have wanted all of those things. But the fact of the matter is, for the price that you're paying for a Maverick, it delivers in all respects. I see 26 miles to the gallon in mixed driving, 30 plus on the highway, which is more than I ever could have wanted for a pickup truck. I have immense highway ride. I love how this thing drives on the highway. Right? Loads of comfort. We love that. I have immense amounts of space in the cabin. I can sit behind myself. I'm 6 feet tall, 280. I've never been able to do that in a car of this price. There's a freaking pickup bed in the back. Yes, I know it's 4.5 feet, but there's something back there. This thing is practical as hell for the money that you're paying. And if you go into that, understanding that, you're gonna love it. If you're expecting this thing to be as luxurious as an F-150, as a Denali, as a Mercedes, as a BMW, as a Lincoln, you're SOL. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna find it here, okay? But if you go into this understanding and remembering what the Maverick is and what it is trying to accomplish, you're gonna love it. So if you loved this review, if you loved this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're going to have plenty more Maverick videos coming, more comparison videos, more tips, more things, all things Maverick we're going to be covering here on the MoneyShift channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time. Goodbye.